Welcome to the Inner Golden Hour podcast, where dreams take flight, mind, body, and soul get a serious holistic upgrade, and personal evolution transforms into a shared spiritual adventure. Consider this your dedicated sanctuary for exploration, self discovery, unfiltered truths, diverse perspectives, and some much needed heart to heart real talk. Hi, I'm your host Kusum. I'm a mindset and manifestation life and business coach. Think of me as that best friend you never knew you needed. The one unafraid to call out your BS, deliver a dose of tough love, and hit you with some truth bombs. This podcast is more than just a series of episodes. It's a transformative experience guiding you to dig into your truths, ditch those old beliefs, and fully embrace the real authentic you. It's an invitation to align your mind, body, heart, and soul, to dream big, to explore what truly lights you up, and to manifest a reality that surpasses your wildest imagination. Envision this space as the magical golden hour when everything radiates with a breathtaking glow, revealing the depths of your inner world. Now, come along and immerse yourself in a perpetual flow of inspiration, insights, and massive transformation across all areas of your life. Let's explore the extraordinary, one enlightening episode at a time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Inner Golden Hour podcast with me, your host, Kusum. And I know it has been quite a while since I published a new episode, but here's me walking my talk as always, or I try to, because I've been sitting on this episode for, I can't even tell you how freaking long. Because back in December, when I completely disappeared from my podcast, I had 6 episodes lined up for me to record and publish, but things shifted and changed for me personally in November, where I had to say no to the things that I had on my agenda for the rest of November and December. See, I wasn't even planning on doing this right now. Or, like I said, I'm recording this podcast episode impromptu because I was like, you know what? Just screw it. I am wearing my Christmas PJs right now. Yes, it is mid January and I'm in my Christmas PJs because I love these PJs. They're so comfy. So, one of the things that I do is I work out early in the morning. For those of you who follow me on my Instagram stories, you know that my workouts get done before my kids wake up in the morning. Well, they do wake up at times in between our workouts, which is totally okay. But yeah, as they are getting ready for school, I get ready to shower and change into. Some days it's a fresh pair of PJs, and some days it's different kinds of clothes because I want to stop labeling some of these days because as long as I'm comfortable, who cares? My clients don't care too if I'm getting on a call with them like this. But yeah, I do, go put on my makeup, etc. because I like doing. Anyway, so I've been telling myself that I'm going to get to record this podcast episode, but the last 2 weeks has been full as well. I'm sure some of you can relate to it because I have onboarded a new person, a new VA, and bringing them up to speed while also interviewing 2 other VAs. It takes a lot of your time, especially when you are coming back to work after, let's say, almost a monthish. While I have been doing some things behind the scenes during the holidays, I was completely offline doing things with my family, hosting parties, etc., etc., etc. So going back to what I was saying in December, while I had plans of publishing 4 to 6 podcast episodes, I said, you know what? It doesn't feel right anymore because things shifted for me in November. And I was like, I will have to deprioritize this, or I'm going to push myself and do this, but my energy is not really into it. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't post podcast episodes a few weeks, nobody is going to even notice. I don't know if you noticed or not, but if my energy is not in it, I'm not doing it. So I did not. And this really is New Year, isn't it? I was just on my walk after my breakfast in the morning, which is also one of my goals for the year that after every meal, I want to walk at least for 15 minutes. If you are a creative like me, or if you have a desk job, you get so engrossed in whatever it is that you're doing that You forget to move your body at times. And that does happen to me from time to time. I get so engrossed. I'm a very creative person. And if I'm in my flow, I can just be sitting in front of my computer or standing and working on the days that I switch up my arrangements here in my office. I could just be chipping away at whatever it is that I'm doing and not leave outside the house. That does happen. So my goal is to consciously walk at least 15 minutes after every meal. And yes, I have other big, gigantic goals with respect to how many steps I want to get in every single day. So for more of that, follow me on my Instagram stories. Someday I might come on here and share all of the goals that I have charted for the rest of the year. Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what I feel like in the moment. But right now, I am envisioning you sitting right across from me on that very lounge, very comfy chair as we have this conversation. With that, after ranting for almost 10 minutes now, I know this is January. What is it? January 13th. So that means it's mid January. And many people that I am having conversations with right now are already feeling like they are behind on their goals. Okay, let's pause at that. First of all, it's amazing if you are one of those courageous ones who even have the courage to take on new goals, whether it is with respect to your health, your fitness, your career, your money, your finances, your housing situation, your kids, your relationships, your friendships, your community, your service mindset, etc., etc., etc. It's first of all, kudos to you if you're one of those who actually takes on any kind of goals, because over the years, as I speak to more and more people, they've even stopped taking on any goals in their lives because this is what I hear. What even is the point? I don't stick to them anyway 2 weeks into the year, and I end up feeling like a failure, and I feel horrible about that. So I might as well not take on any new goals. So that's one side of the world. While on the other side, there are people who are like, you know what, my life is good. Why take on any new goal? And I don't associate with either of these circles because the reason you don't stick to your goals is because you have a wish and you don't have a plan, right? It's just a wish. If you really want to accomplish your goals, whatever they are, and yes, people do talk about setting smart goals. I was one of them too several years ago. And over the years, I have grown out of that phase where I no longer set smart goals. Most of my goals are delusional, unrealistic goals, and I do that for a reason. Again, this episode is not even a goal setting episode. I just wanted to say that if you're somebody who has failed year after year after year to stick to your goal, then there is a reason why that is happening. Have you ever sat down with yourself and asked yourself why that is the reason? Why you can't stick to your goals? Why 2 weeks into the new year, or maybe by end of January, you have said goodbye to your goals, let alone remember them, right? Or is it the other way around? You already forgotten about your goals, so to speak, right? And that's the sad reality. And on the other hand, if people don't even set goals, one is they don't set goals because they fail and they think that, okay, what even is the point? I'll just make myself feel even more miserable, even more horrible. And this second group of people who I was talking about who don't even want to set goals, I'm like, come on, if I look at your life, if I start digging through every aspect of your life, are you really telling me that your life is so freaking fantastic that there is no reason for you to set any goals? Okay, come on, who are you kidding? I've been doing this, and all the coaches that I get coached by or scored by, they've all been doing this for decades and they still take on goals. Is that because their life currently sucks? No, because we all aspire and we all are moving towards something better, something more than where we currently are at. And that's the idea, right? A goal is never about the goal, but a goal is about who you get to become in the process of getting to that goal. So going back to what I started saying is, if you are somebody who falls into either of these camps, take a closer look at what actually is happening underneath the surface. What's going on subconsciously for you when you are not wanting to take on any goals for your life, whatever aspect of your life, right? And if you're somebody who has taken on goals, like I said, hats off to you, kudos to you, because not a lot of people even have the courage to do that. And if you're already beating yourself up 2 weeks in January, offer yourself some grace. Be gentle with yourself. Go back to the drawing board. Take a look at your goals. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what is causing you to not follow through on these goals? And more importantly, when you actually took on these goals, did you truly believe that you are going to accomplish these goals, or were you being super skeptical as you took on these goals? Right. So that's really what it boils down to, because if you've been super skeptical even before you took on the goals, that's the belief that you're going to carry the rest of the year. And yeah, obviously, you are going to fail and not accomplish any of these goals. So go back to the drawing board and start over. Like I said, this is not necessarily an episode where I was going to talk about goals and how to go about your goals and set goals, etc. This was me really coming back to recording a podcast episode in the new year and getting it out there. And most importantly, to tell you all that this really is the beginning of the year, mid January, because right now you are perhaps likely back to your routines and schedules after the holiday breaks, after the vacations, after the travels, after all the binging and whatever else that was going on with your life during the holidays, right? The first week of January is when, at least for those of us working moms, parents, our kids are going to school. We are just getting them back into routine because we know how hard that is, because they have been off their routines, off their schedules for 2 weeks. So last week has perhaps been all about that for you, just as much as it's been for me and my family, right? So while easing into the new year, this week really is when you start getting to real life, right? In air quotes, because everything is real life. This is not just real life. This is not just reality. It's sad that people look at this as reality and, the travels and the break as a fantasy, so to speak. But I don't look at it that way anymore. This is real life. So get honest with yourself. Ask yourself, if you really look back at 2025, start super simple. What about 2025 was super exciting for you, went amazingly well for you? You knocked the ball out of the park. What aspects of your life seemed that way? And then let's do the exact opposite. What aspects of your life kicked your butt, if you will? For me, honestly speaking, last year was all kinds of high as well as all kinds of lows. Again, this episode is not a recap of my 2025 either. So I'm just going to leave you with that. So go ahead and get honest with yourself and ask yourself, what aspects of your life were amazing? What aspects of your life were eh, aspects of your life absolutely sucked? And now get even more honest with yourself as you write down what was your active role in each of these different aspects of your life. what did you do to contribute to those amazing things that happened for you and to you? At the same time, on the other end of the spectrum, where all did you drop the ball? Where all did you not show up the way you would have wanted to perhaps show up? Where you dropped the ball and things didn't go as planned. Now, there might have been aspects of your life where you did everything that you thought you had to or you could, and yet things didn't go as planned. So there's two things there. One is, did you really do everything that you think you should have done, you could have done, you ought to have, right? Now, when I say should, I don't talk about should in the you have to do it way. But I'm like, if you really did do all of the things and then things didn't work out, then there's something bigger, better happening in the background for you. And I can speak for myself, even those places where I thought I did everything that I could possibly do. Now that I look back, I see the places where I dropped the ball and it sucks, but those were the lessons that I needed to learn in order for me to show up as a better version of myself this year. So that's my goal. That's my plan, right? So start there. Keep it as simple as possible and go from there. And then if you look at 2026, if you really want to look at end of December 2026, what are some of the things that you would want to have happened by the end of this year? So start there and work backwards in identifying what needs to get on that journal of yours in terms of what goals you want to take, right? Because I, for one, truly believe that when we take on goals, it really kicks our butt and helps us up level in so many different ways that we don't even think of up leveling unless we take on certain goals. So that really is the goal of a goal. It's so meta, right? Yeah. So that's all that I wanted to share on this episode. Again, if you're beating yourself up, it's mid January, nothing's happened this year, you're just getting started. Go easy on yourself and get really honest and start there. And here's me wishing every single one of you and your families the greatest, bestest 2026 yet, because this year feels like is I don't truly believe in beginning because everything builds on top of what's already underneath. But it really feels like some sort of a new beginning. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm sensing that. I know it. So I will speak more on that as it gets more and more clear. But that's exactly what I'm wishing for you. May you find joy, peace, happiness, health, and more importantly, all the holistic success that you desire and deserve. And this is what I have come to conclude over the years, having been doing this work, is that we either get the results that we want or we get the lessons that we need. So either way, it's a win-win situation, no matter how much it sucks in the moment, because yes, we didn't get the results. That sucks. But at the same time, we do end up with the results that we need. So that's my biggest wish for you and me and for everybody else. So here's to rocking 2026 and doing it our own way while always striving to be better and better and better than yesterday. On that note, I will see you all back here real soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of this podcast. I appreciate your time, your presence, your commitment, and your willingness to embark on this journey of self discovery, transformation, and manifestation. If anything you heard today resonated with you, sparked new insights, or brought about aha moments, I'd love to hear all about them. So please share your thoughts by tagging me on social media at Passion Purpose Passport and follow me there for more inspiring content and connection. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and show your support by liking, reviewing, and sharing this podcast. The more good we share with the world, the more the universe unfolds its magic for us. It's not just good karma, it's the universal law, aka Manifestation 101. On that note, align your mind, body, heart, and soul with your deepest desires for limitless possibilities. Remember, every step you take, every action you choose ripples through the universe, shaping the reality you wish to experience. Until next time, keep basking in the brilliance of your inner golden hour and keep manifesting miracles.